This is Daybreak Sunday on CNN Weekend with Ralph Wenge at CNN Center in Atlanta.
Good morning. There was a huge car bomb explosion today in downtown Johannesburg, South Africa. Several people were killed, dozens are hurt. CNN's Marc Watts is in Johannesburg, and he has the latest for us. Mark?
Well, the scene of great chaos and confusion continues here in Johannesburg, about 2 or 3 miles behind us in the downtown Johannesburg city center area. CNN has confirmed 6 people dead, possibly 7, as police and other authorities are saying. Nearly 80 injured, a dozen of those critically, on a car blast that, as you said, occurred this morning in downtown Johannesburg on this, the last official day of campaigning in the first all-race elections in South African history. It occurred about 3 hours ago, and it ripped through a 2-square block area, shattering glass and destroying cars in the area at the time. As medical personnel rushed to the scene, police dogs combed the area, and authorities have cordoned off a 4-square block area to find out who or what is responsible for the bombing. This explosion destroys the pre-election calm that had existed since the Inkatha Freedom Party ended its boycott of the election last week. The violence had certainly declined between rival factions and rival parties. No one has claimed responsibility for the morning's blast, but a few witnesses did get a good look at what happened.
We also, only thing we saw the police search the car here. After the police searched the car, they went off, they parked down there, and about 3 minutes later, the explosion came.
You said the police were here and they searched the car?
They searched the car, yeah, right here.
And the car came through?
The car, yeah, they left the car in the car parked there. It was about 5 minutes, I'll say 3 to 5 minutes, and the explosions came.
The blast occurred about halfway between the African National Congress regional and national headquarters. Threats have been repeatedly made to intimidate black voters from going to the polls. The chief ANC spokesman had this to say.
And of course we must take serious the kind of threats that had been made by members of the ultra-white right wing during the last number of days, but I would not like to go beyond that at this moment.
Will this hamper the election process?
We will not allow this to hamper the election process. It is a serious act. We will take the necessary security measures, but at the same time, we are going to go ahead with this election. We're going to go full out, and our call to our members are that now they must come out even in bigger numbers to vote, because the best way to deal with this kind of political thuggery is to make sure that democracy wins against intimidation and violence.
After the blast, a crowd of about 1,000 people gathered at the scene chanting support of ANC slogans. It was an angry crowd, and with anger appears to be the way a lot of people are reacting. Archbishop of South Africa, Desmond Tutu.
But I hope very much that we will not panic. And as long as the security forces show that they are going to be effective in following up all of this kind of thing, we should be saying quite obviously there are those who want to subvert and sabotage the effort, and we mustn't allow them. First of all, we mustn't panic, and we must go along, because there isn't as much violence as they had hoped was going to be. And I just beg our people to remain calm and to let the security establishment deal with it. We are going to vote, and these elections are going to be free and fair, and so there to all those ghastly creatures who are trying to subvert us. We are not going to allow them to do that.
South African authorities say this is the largest bomb to ever occur in Johannesburg, largest car bomb ever to occur in Johannesburg. It will be interesting to see how all this plays out on this, the last official day of campaigning. ANC candidate Nelson Mandela campaigns in a Mangosuthu Buthelezi stronghold of Durban, and Buthelezi campaigns in a Mandela stronghold of Soweto. And we will certainly have reaction from them before the day is over. To recap now, we have confirmed 6 people dead, possibly 1 more, 7, as many as 85 injured. Several of those are believed to be in critical condition. This is Marc Watts reporting live, CNN in Johannesburg.
Mark, I heard what the ANC spokesman said about going on with the elections, but what about when you get right down to the people themselves? Are they going to be so frightened that they will stay away from the polls?
Well, I'm sure, Ralph, you will see those pockets of fright and fear, but this is an election that people in South Africa have been waiting a long time to occur. It's highly unlikely that, given the history of violence that has occurred throughout South Africa, that a car bomb, although it is of great magnitude, will deter many people from going to the polls on Tuesday.
Marc Watts in Johannesburg, thank you very much.